Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll be doing the plumbing for the bathroom in regards to the renovation aspects. I had to make some slight amendments to the bath plumbing. When I first started the video, I connected the original pipes and it wouldn't allow the bath to slot in place, so I had to re-amend those. And also during the exercise of this video you'll see that the bath outlet is a 15mm coupling. I actually changed that later on to the same T-bar, but I used a 22mm outlet for the bath just so you got better flow with the bath. I do recommend doing that as well. So as I said, in this video you'll see me using a 15mm outlet for the bath. I still have a 15mm outlet for the shower, which is fine, but the bath itself is on a 22mm outlet, so I recommend that. But I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment, and I will continue on. Thanks.
So what we're doing now, we're just installing the isolator valves, which are also compression pipes as well, to the main shower section. So I've got these pipes running straight down, which I'll then clip in and then have the isolator valves installed. So I've done the first one already, as you can see, and it's the same process as doing the elbows. Really straightforward, simple thing to do. What I say simple, providing you don't over tighten it and you don't under tighten it. I believe between a quarter and half a turn, just until you get enough pressure. You don't want to split or fracture the pipe in any way, and then you should be good to go. So I'm just going to do the second one now on this pipe here, and then what we're going to do is then connect up the remaining pipes. So as you can see, the two pipes are currently connected in. And you probably notice this one is slightly shorter, but I have measured this one, and this one is got more than enough for the fittings to go over. So this one just overcut, so I can cut that down once it's ready to go on. So that's bearing in mind that we've obviously got to put the tiles. The tiles can go directly onto this board, which is fantastic. So that gives us plenty of play to get the pipes cut down. But the pipes are now installed with the isolator valves fitted at the bottom. These ones I've gone for the actual switch ones, which I just thought is a lot easier. Instead of having to get a screwdriver and dig it in, you can just switch it straight off. So I know they're secure. So what I'm going to do now is put the bottom board on, which is giving me about 35 centimeters at the bottom, which is going to be exposed behind the bath. So I'm not going to board that up. What I'll do is I'll put a board that goes here against this supporting timber, and then that will be all concealed with that bit exposed. So if I do have any issues, I can then just take off the bath panel, isolate those valves. I'm going to put some 22mm isolators on here as well, isolate that, and then do whatever I need to do without it having to pour out everywhere. So this board here is 120 centimeters, which is a perfect fit just to go straight across there. So I'm going to put that on, and as I said, I'll have about 35 centimeter gap at the bottom, which is about in line where this is, because that's what I'm going to use to support the board as I screw it in. So literally comes up to where the isolators are, which is perfect for what I need. So yeah, I'll put the board on and I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so before we put the backer board on, we're just gonna insulate this wall with some rock wool, really good sound insulation. So we're just currently padding that out. I'll go on to a bit more of that in another video, because it is really good stuff. So we'll talk about that in another video, but for now I'll just finish packing this off. Water's finally drained out. I've cleaned up the pipes. I just used a normal scrub. It's not too hard, and I'm just giving the pipe a wipe down. It's actually come up pretty well, so I'm quite happy with that. So the pipe looks pretty much okay, and there's no sort of major issues with it as such. So hopefully, it's a bit green on the inside though, but I'm assuming all pipes end up being like that after. So once you install these push fit connectors, you basically have to turn them to tighten them up, make sure that they don't come loose. So what you have to do is turn them anti-clockwise. As you can see, that tightens up, and then what that does, that prevents this bit here from pushing back and the pipe coming loose. But they're very secure. They are really good fittings. They don't really feel, well, they don't fill me with great confidence, but I know deep down they are really good. So that's why I'm happy to use them on this occasion. But that pipe is now connected. I put an end stop cap because I haven't yet connected the flexi pipe for the bath. That'll be the last bit to do. But as you can see, that's all in place, ready for the bath to go in place. For the boards to go back on. So we'll get these tested and hopefully they'll be all right, and see if they need any adjustments in the compressions and go from there.
Right, so just going to finish off the plumbing now. So pretty much the whole of that back of the floor is taken out, so I've got a small section to put in. I've drained out the water system. So unfortunately, basically the system that I put in, the bath goes too close to the wall, so I need to move these pipes back to about here. So what I'm going to do is cut the 22mm pipe, put a push fit speed fit elbow up here to connect to this pipe, which will be a lot shorter, so it'll be starting about here, and that should give us plenty of clearance for getting the bath in. So as I said, the water's drained down. I was going to saw this off, but obviously it makes sense that I just pull the push fit connector off, and then I can just pull that section out. So what I'll do, I'll get a small pan to collect some of the water where I can, but no doubt a lot of it is going to get spilled down the bottom anyway, so I should have moved a lot of this insulation out while I was sawing, but I didn't. It's the way of the world. Not to worry, we can clean that up. That's going to be stuck underneath here anyway, so. Always check your pipe. So this section that I've just cut appears to be damaged. Remember, it's pretty inexpensive, this stuff, so it's not worth installing it if you know it's knackered. So I'm going to go and cut a new piece, because as you can see on this bit of pipe, hopefully my camera picks it up. So as you can see, there's some scoring marks here. I'm not comfortable with that, so I'm going to go and get that changed and make sure that I've got a nice fresh pipe ready to insert. Right, fresh pipe. Let's just clean it up. Right, so now that our pipe is done, got to insert pipe inserts. Especially when using plastic pipes, you want to make sure your pipes don't flex, especially under heat and pressure. So right, so we're all sized up. Pipe is fitted. Just need to make sure all the connections are in all the way, and you can start tightening them up. Make sure that they don't come loose. So we're doing a bit more work to the bathroom, to the plumbing in particular. Initially I was going to leave the plumbing pipes where they were for the hand basin, but because we've got a floating vanity unit, the pipes would have stuck out from the floor. They would have been visible. The only way to hide them would have been boxing them in. So before we put the tiles on the wall, etc., I've decided to just strip back the wall again and put the pipes into the actual wall. So this is where we've got the current pipes at the minute. As you can see, I've got this bit of tongue and groove which is to go into this section here. So what I'm currently doing is drilling 2 holes into the stud, so I can feed the new 15mm plastic pipes through there, put them onto a push fit connector, and then have them coming off a copper pipe. So I'm just currently waiting for the water to drain down, because the bottom of this pipe is quite close to where I'm drilling, so just want to make sure all the water's drained down as best as possible at this time before progressing on. If you've got to do two of something, I always recommend doing the hardest one first. So this right one is the hardest, reason being is because it's so close and tight to the floor. So cutting it is going to be getting the copper pipe cutter around it is going to be very difficult. So hopefully we'll be able to get it done, but it is a bit tight, so we'll see how we get on. Alright, pipe one done. On to the next one. Right, so we've got our pipe cut down, which is just underneath, so as you can see, just comes underneath where we put the new noggins in, which is about the height we want. So what we'll do is we will get our 50mm tube support inserts. If you're using plastic fitting, this is an absolute must. It stops the pipe collapsing in on itself. And just gives you that extra support and structure that you need, and just gives you a bit more peace and confidence. So you just basically pop that in, make sure it goes all the way in, as you can see, nice and fresh in. Then we want our push fit connector. We got a 15mm one. These things are fantastic. As I've gone through the build, they're so much easier to use. I'm actually starting to wonder whether I prefer them more than compression fittings, but that's another story for another time. But for now, we'll finish off our fittings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this onto the copper pipe that we've just cut to start off with, and then we will make sure it's all the way in till it bottoms out, and once it's bottomed out, let's lock that bad boy down. Bit of water's come out, so we'll dry that up quick time. And my plasterboard ceiling. In all honesty, I'm really surprised that they haven't come up with a better material than plasterboard in this day and age for domestic dwellings, but hey, I'm not a builder, nor am I an inventor, so I'm assuming they all know what they're doing. Make sure your pipe's nice and clean, give it a wipe down, t-shirt will be plenty enough. Let's get that inserted and connected. Right, let's test them. Okay, so finally the plumbing is all done behind the wall, so we can start putting the wall back. The water is now been switched on and is currently being tested, and there is no leaks so far, so thankfully I think we're all good. I know that was okay, but I've just tested it again and still seems fine, so hopefully we can now commence on with putting our bathroom back together, which is the exciting bit. So these screws are just temporary. So basically we've got washers and I mean they're the same screws that we'll be using. They're designed for the cement boards, but we've got to put the washers on, and then we've got to put some adhesive over it and make sure that they're sound and as strong as possible basically. So I'm just leaving these as they are for now. They're all exposed still until we tile it, because we're going to tile straight onto these boards. So I'm not too overly worried about them. I haven't put too many in because I've got quite a lot to do at the top as well. So right now I've drilled the holes ready for the final board to go in, and then I can overboard. But what I'm going to do now is start doing the bath plumbing and getting that ready to be put into place. So that is it for now. I'll see you in the next one.